Hello students! Welcome to our channel, Grade 9 History, Unit 1 Tutorials. Before we begin, please like, share, and subscribe for more videos. Historiography and historical interpretations. History helps us understand the past, but how do we learn about history? Historiography and historical interpretation are key concepts. Historiography is the study of how history is written and shared. Historical interpretation is how historians explain past events. These ideas shape the stories we tell about the past. In this lesson, we will explore what historiography and historical interpretation mean, their origins, and their challenges. What is historiography? Historiography looks at how history is recorded over time. It studies the methods and perspectives historians use. It also examines biases that affect historical stories. By understanding historiography, we see how history is shaped. The earliest historical records come from ancient China before 1000 BC. These were simple documents about events. In ancient Greece, historians made big contributions. Herodotus, known as the father of history, wrote stories about the past around 484 to 425 BC. His work was like storytelling. Thucydides, another Greek, focused on accuracy and critical thinking. In the 19th century, Leopold von Ranke, a German historian, changed historiography. He pushed for a scientific approach. Ranke wanted historians to use evidence and be objective. He is called the father of modern historiography. Ethiopia has its own rich history of writing. Centuries ago, Ethiopian chronicles recorded important events. The early 20th century, these records grew. In the 1960s, history became a formal academic subject in Ethiopia. Scholars began using systematic methods to study the past. What is historical interpretation? Historical interpretation is how historians explain past events. They describe, analyze, and evaluate evidence. Because history is vast, historians choose specific topics to study. This makes interpretation a careful and selective process. History follows rules and standards. Historians aim to be objective, but this is hard. Every historian has personal and cultural views. These views can create bias. To avoid this, historians use primary sources, like letters or artifacts, and secondary sources, like books written by others. They build accurate stories based on evidence. Challenges in historical interpretation. Bias is a big challenge in historical interpretation. Historians' perspectives can shape how they tell stories. For example, a historian's culture or beliefs might affect their work. To stay accurate, historians must analyze evidence carefully. They balance their own views with objective research. Using reliable sources helps ensure their interpretations are trustworthy. Another challenge is the vastness of history. Historians cannot study every event. They must choose what to focus on. This selection can influence the narrative. By following systematic methods, historians aim to create fair and accurate interpretations. In summary, historiography and historical interpretation are essential for understanding history. Historiography studies how history is written and shared. It began in places like ancient China and Greece and grew into a scientific discipline with historians like Leopold von Ranke. In Ethiopia, history writing evolved into a formal academic field by the 1960s. Historical interpretation involves analyzing evidence to explain the past. Historians aim for objectivity, but face challenges like bias and the vastness of history. By using reliable sources and systematic methods, they create meaningful narratives. Together, these concepts help us learn about the past while recognizing the challenges of telling its stories accurately. Review questions. 1. What is historiography, and who is considered the father of modern historiography? Answer. Historiography is the study of how historical knowledge is acquired, recorded, and shared over time. It examines the methods, perspectives, and biases that shape historical narratives. Leopold von Ranke, a 19th century German historian, is considered the father of modern historiography because he advocated for a scientific approach to history, emphasizing objectivity and evidence-based research. 2. How did history writing develop in Ethiopia, and when did it become a formal academic discipline? Answer. In Ethiopia, history writing began with chronicles that recorded important events centuries ago. In the early 20th century, this tradition grew, and by the 1960s, history became a formal academic discipline. During this period, Ethiopian scholars started using systematic and scholarly methods to study the past. Please like, share, and subscribe for more videos.